going live, baby, live.
You are listening to the Big Vito brand.
You are listening to the Big Vito brand with Noel and Big Vito. Throwback.
Hi guys, welcome to Thug Wives here on the Big Vito brand. Oh Jesus, I'm Noel LaGrasso. I'm married to this guy. You might know him. The brand's named after him. He was late again. The other people that we have with us are our dear friends, Foxy in the Nerd Herder studio, and Dan and Dean in the Philadelphia studio. How are you all doing this evening?
Hey,
Hi.
good.
Is everybody not speaking to Vito because he was late again? Look at his
He's trying to give an innocent smile like he ain't done nothing wrong.
He's wrong.
Always a troublemaker. Always a troublemaker.
Why are you always late to the show? The guests would like to know.
I am doing my best.
Here we go.
For the show, for you guys, and most of all.
Wow, that was a whole.
Did you put your Neutrogena oil all over?
Oh, girl, got it all.
And he's wearing a Disney t-shirt here.
Oh.
He's trying to impress us all.
And most importantly, I'm not wearing it.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's fucking me up here. I don't like the no hat thing.
Too. It's a
If you
little
want me to
strange.
put on a hat, I'll put it
No, I like your big bald head. Leave it out.
on. And if you can see, the hairline is in.
He has hair. The big rib is Vito actually does have hair. He
I
has,
know he does.
but he won't grow it.
I get mine.
Rev is in the chat with us. Thank you for joining us on Thug Wives. Please hold your place up. Thank you for joining us.
I love it.
Morning show. Like, Dan's got an old Texaco on.
Yes.
You know how old this thing is?
Yeah.
This thing's like 20 years old.
20-something years old. I got this in 98, I think.
We're pouring Vito Larici wine. It's better than the Bella's crap they serve.
Not what I thought that was when you first showed it to us.
Yeah, it's
Put that lid back on and see what I'm talking about. Yeah.
something dirty.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good. A very delicious strawberry bitters. You know what? Bill and I went on a wine tasting, and we learned how to taste wine the proper way. Remember?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
How did they
Pretty
tell us?
elegant.
How do they tell us to do it? You smell it,
Smell it.
roll it around,
Sip it.
Mm.
That's one.
No, I'm not about that life.
No.
Thank you.
Oaky flavor.
Right, and then you buy 5 bottles for $13.25 apiece.
Yeah, when you go out with the so we did wine tasting, which is not what this week is about. Maybe in the future. This week's show is about what is it about? Oh, odd superstitions. Odd superstitions. You have weird superstitions. Now, one of the wives here thinks it's bad luck to pass a cemetery without their fingers crossed. Which wife do you think that it is?
Steve.
Dan, which wife do you think that it is?
I think it's you.
It is indeed me. I always cross my fingers and I go past the
Right here.
Well, that's not true. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hold your breath so that you don't inhale the other spirits wandering.
There you go.
fingers.
Never heard that one.
Spirits away. Oh, yes,
A whole lot of shit.
the Pennsylvania Dutch thing.
I'm lucky if I'm watching the car in front of me. Let alone knowing I'm passing by a cemetery.
I don't know. Being Italian and Roman Catholic, you always make the sign of the cross when you pass by a church or a cemetery. And you're supposed to lower your radios or turn them off when you go into the cemetery because you don't want to disrupt the
Yeah, because they're
dead.
partying.
You don't want to
disrupt the souls of the departed.
Or you're supposed to, during a funeral, when you pass the hearse, you're supposed to make the sign of the cross.
I can't hear you.
Well, that no, he said when you pass the funeral.
Passed a hearse during the funeral, supposed to make the sign of the cross.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just telling the ladies that you have a superstition that you yell at me about. When I get a pair of shoes and I take them out and I put them on the counter, you get lit.
Bad juju.
Oh, bad luck. Bad juju, man. Don't ever put shoes on a table. Mm-mm.
Yells at me because if I put shoes on the table, which I frequently do because I don't walk well, he yells at me for it.
Another superstition which is good, and which is true, she's seen it happen. When your ball team is winning, you never leave your seat. You get up and sleep.
Mm-hmm. Never leave your seat when you're
You leave your seat when your team is winning.
Oh.
If I get up and leave the room, this is football too. If I get up and leave the room at my dad's house and they're winning and something happens and I enter the room, my dad throws me out. Does he not? You witnessed this last season.
And you sleep.
And well, he throws my sister out for other reasons.
As soon as the Flyers lose, as soon as they lose, the first time they lose, I stop watching. Because if they're like on a winning streak and then they lose, I'm like, nah, can't watch anymore. It must be me.
Yes, are you kidding me?
Here we go. Here we go.
Like if I'm not watching and they're winning and then I watch and they lose, I don't watch for the rest of the season.
Remember that bet we had
Yeah.
with the jerseys
Yes.
when you were talking smack like you usually do on 50 subjects
Yeah.
and you lost?
Yes.
You wore the Rangers jersey.
Yes.
Teams.
It wasn't a jersey. It was a T-shirt.
Is it?
Eh.
Dan knows. He lives with you. He understands.
Listen, we got to take time out for a second.
I have
Oh wait, Dan.
one thing that I do. I have one thing that I do because I'm very logical and I'm too tired to be superstitious.
Right.
But when I look at my watch and it says 6:28,
Which is his birthday.
which is my birthday, I say hello to my family in heaven. Every time. And the thing is, it's not like that happens every 3 months. It happens almost on a daily basis where I literally will look down at my watch or look at the clock and it'll be 6:28. Like I'm not saying it's 6:27. I wait for it. I literally look at it and it's already 6:28.
So that's interesting because that shit's been happening to me a lot lately. Every time I look at the clock, it's like 10:25 somewhere. So I'm gonna start doing that now, actually.
Because I heard that the dead talk through numbers sometimes.
Well, if that's the case, then a lot of people are talking to me.
Hey, Foxy, when you do your gothic thing, do you guys have superstitions or do you guys have weird, things that go on?
Half and half. I mean, things when you do like certain rituals, or if you're just doing something as simple as saging your house, they always say go clockwise instead of counterclockwise. And never to blow out a candle, extinguish it otherwise, like put a little water on it or get a fire, like a little extinguisher. I use a cup because otherwise you're disrupting the elements and putting them out of balance and such.
So now, do people actually still do the Ouija board? People believe it?
People still do it. I have my old one here more so as decoration because I don't touch that shit anymore because it's not whether or not you believe or don't believe. It's a matter of something will happen if you believe it will happen type of thing. Right. And the big word in all this stuff lately is manifesting and manifestations. How if you kind of like say you're just having a really shitty day and you're just like, okay, what's going to happen next? The universe is going to hear you and go, you want to know what happens next? Well, here you fucking go. So when it comes to the Ouija board shit, the ones that sit there and say bad things have happened, that's just because if you're playing with it and you think something bad's going to happen, you're making it happen. So.
Yeah, I don't touch that shit. You know what? That goes back to the whole, and this gets into a whole big superstition. And Vito, you should know about this. We all know about the Malekio and the evil eye. We all know about this, right?
The mother is queen, yes.
But people will say, oh, what's that pepper you have hanging from your mirror? Or what's that pepper around your neck? No, it's the horn. And the horn is supposed to protect you from the Malekio. Now, I was told that you cannot buy a horn for yourself someone has to buy it for you in order for it to be effective.
Yes.
Well,
And then,
we hang a potato from our neck, and then we drink.
oh my God, stop. Now, Vito, I got to ask you, because me and Noelle were talking about this earlier, and she didn't know anything about it. Did anybody in your family do the overlooks prayer when you thought somebody had the evil eye?
Not that I remember.
Never did the overlooks? I'm wondering if it's a regional thing. Because where's your family from?
They're from Napoli.
Okay, see, I'm Sicilian mostly, so I'm wondering if the overlooks is more of a Southern Italian Sicilian thing.
It could be. I mean, like it just depends how much of your family still lives the traditions of the old school.
Right.
What they still do around. Like, Dan, does your family still live in the Italian tradition?
Well, yeah, my mother's side's from Venice. So, and my dad's side was, who was he? Was he Calabrese?
I don't know.
I forget.
No, I think your dad's Sicilian.
No.
Well, maybe he is Calabrese.
I think he's Calabrese. He's not Sicilian. So we didn't do anything with the Maloics other than the horn. Like you said, you made sure somebody else bought it for you, stuff like that. But we never did the overlooks or anything like that. We never did the thing. Funny thing was, I was wearing a horn that I got from Neen, and I had a dad tag, and I got it for my first Father's Day. And I was working in the mall, I think in King Prussia Mall, and some girl comes up and she's making the purchase or whatever, and she goes, "Oh, so I see you're an Italian dad." And I hold my hand up. I said, "I'm also married too. Does that grab your apples?" So
Grab your apples.
it's funny. It's funny about the overlooks prayer because it only gets passed down to certain people. Like my grandmother and her sister knew it, and they taught it to Angie and Tina. I don't even know if my mom knows it, but with that prayer, you're supposed to pass it. Everybody says on Christmas Eve, but my Uncle Gussie said that you're supposed to pass it on at midnight on Christmas Eve. So it's kind of a weird thing. And it's supposed to, and the overlooks prayer is supposed to protect you from the evil eye. And if you feel like somebody's got it in for you, or you're feeling sick, or you're feeling off, if I would tell my grandmother, "Grandmama, I have such a headache, I've had it for days," she'd say, "Sit down, let me do overlooks prayer." And she would do it to me. Mm-hmm. And like,
I remember her doing
you remember her doing it? She did it to you too, I'm sure.
Somebody needs to.
Where I come from, if somebody has it in for you, they don't like you, I usually say, "Well, stop being a dick," and they'll like you a little bit better.
Quit being an asshole. Maybe people will like.
Yeah, if you stop being an asshole, maybe they'll like you a little bit.
Jamaicans have something like that overlook. They pass the duchy on the left-hand side. They don't do it at midnight. They do it frequently.
Yeah. There is a Hispanic version to that too. I unfortunately don't know it, but there is a Hispanic version, like a Spanish prayer that gets said with every single thing, like migraines, headaches, stomachache. I just don't know it.
I think the Latin culture in general.
Yeah.
Italians, the Romance language, mm-hmm. They all share that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Josh is all about your Swedish meatballs tonight.
I don't know.
What is that about?
Josh, do you know Josh shaved his beard off just to be, more like you?
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it.
Oh, God.
He's so quiet tonight.
I don't understand. All right. Let's liven the party up. The reason Christine's family gave her all those prayers, did all that stuff, and look at her. She's a witch. She flies in a broomstick.
That's not funny. I may actually be one if you ask my mother.
And mother doesn't know.
Anybody?
Hey, wait. But the Maloikyo, too, though, not only do we believe that we can get it, we believe that we can give it, too.
Is that with the dog cage from your sister's house?
Oh, here we go. Can we have 1 week where we discuss a topic without that? My God.
I don't know if it's a ritual in your sister's house with dog cages and stuff.
That whole dog cage needs to be overlooks.
Overlook your dog cage.
Yeah, overlooking your sister's ass, boy. That's overlooking something, boy.
The dogs wouldn't even go near that cage.
Oh.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said overlooking your sister's ass.
Yeah.
They were at Sky Zone.
Whoa.
Shut up.
That Sky Zone story made me laugh all week, by the way. I couldn't get it out. I kept thinking about Melissa crying and waving her arms in that foam pit.
What I do?
You know, Foxy, you don't know Christine's sister. She's a full-figured girl, and she got big ass. Big ass.
Stop it.
Vito's back, guys. Vito's back. Quiet Vito went away. The mask must have wore off. And now, can you sing Cuban food for us? 3 bars. Oh, God. Never mind. He doesn't know the mask either. Do you guys have, like, somebody that you love so much and that you want to share so many things with because you know you're really funny deep down inside, and then you say it and they absolutely know nothing you're talking about? That's my whole life. I have to call the kids or Dan or Devin to say something.
That's what happens when you marry an old man.
Oh! That's all right.
They're pulling the guns out and shit. I don't know what's
you. I love you, Vito. I really do.
Hey, Dan's got guns. I'm good.
Guns. Look at that. National security.
National security. Smack her with your pinky, like just for old time's sake.
Unbelievable.
Let's get Foxy in on this. Poor Foxy is just sitting there.
I'm just listening. Taking it all in.
What do they have on the Polish side? They just drink water really good.
Foxy's not Polish. What do they have in the Polish?
Kabashi on a stick over a fire.
I wish I knew. I really do. I have a very small family, and it's dwindled down a lot more since my grandmother died and then my dad died. Like, I don't know any of the Puerto Rican myths and superstitions. I don't know any of the Polish ones either. The only one that was always passed down that I still do to this day is to always put money in a new wallet or a new bag, because if you don't, it's going to be empty forever.
Yeah,
and
it's like in a new car.
Yeah. Always throw change in the new car. Yeah.
What do you throw money in the new car for?
You throw it in the back seat for good luck.
For good luck, and always the spare change. Like, oh crap, I just need a nickel, and someone fortunately put money down there. Yeah.
I can't imagine Vito throwing anything on the floor of his car.
But it's good luck. No, it's
what?
Good.
What?
Can you imagine that Vito would put anything on the floor of his car?
No.
Other than his feet.
Why? What does he put on the floor of his car?
He doesn't even put his feet on the floor now. He puts a towel down because we're in Florida. We might get sand in the car.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, stop it, Nene, all right?
I have to put my feet on a towel now.
I think you're turn that down. I was told that you could put baby powder on you and it gets rid of the sand. There you go. Try that.
Oh, yeah.
And then got baby powder all over the car.
Okay, sorry, I forgot who I was talking to.
Don't show me if I get anything in the car.
Christine, move to the left a little bit. You have a gray. There you go.
Oh. You just said you have a gray. You're gonna.
I know. I have lots of gray. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some.
I don't give a fuck.
What's
Whatever.
happening?
The show's falling apart again. I don't know what's with.
What I do though? Here's something I do though.
Come on,
Because everybody has their everybody has their own thing. When I go into UPS in the morning, I say a prayer. I have a specific prayer and not a Bible prayer. One of my own incarnation, and I say it every morning when I go into work. So that's why I have a good day and I don't get hurt. But you got to remember, I'm going in 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, and the first thing I'm doing is throwing boxes anywhere from a couple ounces to 100 pounds around, for 3 hours. So, I got to make sure my day goes by a certain way. And I feel like if I don't do it on my way into the hub, then I'm going to have a screwed up day. So that's what I do.
Say a prayer before you wrestle.
Yep, he used to go in the corner, say a little prayer, and wrestle, and then he's pretty much done.
I say a prayer every time I go to McDonald's and hope I don't get food poisoning.
Some more?
Oh God. Speaking of prayers, do you guys know about the superstition? And I don't know if it's just an Italian or if it's across the board. When you can't sell your house, you bury St. Joseph's statue upside down in your front yard.
You'll sell
And
it
it's
better.
supposed to give you good luck. And guess what? It works. It works. My aunt and uncle did it. After waiting like 2 years to sell their house, they went and they buried a St. Joseph statue. I don't know if they had it blessed or anything. I don't think you have to. But yeah, they buried it upside down in the front yard, and they sold the house like 2 weeks later.
Dan, run out there, sell this house with the couches. Sell it.
I'm going to put a St. Joseph statue in the lawn next door.
Did you know that when you have a headache and you take Tylenol, the headache goes away?
Oh, shut up.
Not mine.
Never mind.
Like weird witch science.
Mine lives here.
Being that you're with Christine, it never goes away.
Oh, shut up.
No. Damien gives headaches. I can tell.
Hey,
She was on her phone. I was like,
hey.
Excuse me.
she loves her spouse, and her spouse loves her. Same with Dan and Christine.
I love him sometimes.
Yeah.
I say I love you to her multiple times a day. You know what she said to me?
What?
You have to be so fucking mushy.
Hey, your father never told your mother that he loved her. And you know what she said?
Ever.
He don't need to tell me. I know he loves
This
me.
is a true story. My father.
So there you go. I don't
my
need to
father
tell
and
you
mother.
every day.
My father and mother, before she passed, were together 56 years, and he never once in 56 years said "I love you."
Well, damn.
Never once.
Wow.
And she said he doesn't have to. She was never like, "Oh, well, that's just him" or anything like that. She simply said he never has to. I know he does. Now, me, I say to her, I see her face, and it invokes love.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It invokes it. And she goes, you have to be so fucking mushy.
Well, this is what happens when you put a Gemini and a Cancer together.
Now,
Mr. Emotional
when
over
I
here.
DJ, there are women out there be like, if you were my man, I wouldn't let you DJ because you would have to stay home with me all the time.
Oh, God.
True story.
Yeah.
Vito asked me if I love him. It's not I love you. It's do you love me?
You love me?
I swear that's what you did
Are you really here?
yesterday. Right? Didn't you ask me if I loved you yesterday?
I got to spend 2 days with you.
That's the difference between validation and being invoked by the vision that I
Oh,
see
my God.
of
It's
this
getting-
facia.
See, it's getting deep.
Bachine.
Right there. You know, 23 years.
What do I invoke in you?
Disney trips.
This is like,
Grab my face one more time. I'm going to crack you.
understand, we're together 23 years. That's about as long as The Simpsons have been on the air. So basically, I've been watching the same TV series for 23 years.
Yeah, and the more
Like,
the
And
glass,
I have not turned the channel yet.
Oh, yeah. It
Yes.
just deeper
He had
and
to add the yeah.
Something about women wearing glasses, and every woman on this show wears glasses.
but Christine's been working at the Geek Squad for years.
I've been doing what?
But Foxy and I wear glasses too. Is there something wrong with wearing glasses?
Oh, the Geek Squad for years, he said. I haven't heard him say Geek Squad to me in a long time.
Try these on.
No.
Oh, and everybody that's in the chat, I see you guys, but I can't see what you're saying. So hi.
Yeah, everybody in the chat.
Oh, you can't see what
Because
you're
I don't have glasses yet.
He looks like a bookworm.
It does.
Oh my God! It looks like he put a Snapchat filter on.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, it looks like do it again. You look like a Snapchat filter.
It does.
You look like Roddy McDowell in Batman and Robin
Yeah.
as the bookworm.
My God.
It's the bookworm.
The bookworm.
Oh, that's better. Hi guys, I can see you now. That was pretty good. I'll be screen capturing that later and posting that all over.
Yes.
Really, I have a picture of Vito and I at the 1-in-1 Christmas party about Lord knows how many years ago, and Vito's wearing a pair of huge oversized glasses.
Yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
much one of my favorite pictures ever.
I think we have a picture of that too. There's a picture of the four of us with him with those big stupid glasses on.
You see how stupid you are.
You see how stupid you live.
Who's so stupid? Who's stupid?
I could do the same things you could do. I could be you. All I gotta do is shake my head and paint myself red.
Yeah, drive yourself to Disney. Let's see that shit.
Oh, you want to know what that trick is? The Uber app. I go to.
Now, another thing that's super. Speaking about superstitions, Christine has to, when she applies her deodorant,
Oh boy.
has to apply the same amount of strokes per pit.
That's not superstition. That's OCD.
That's just that's OCD.
You really do that?
I do.
counted her,
I count it. It makes me nuts. It has to be even.
and it's 23 strokes per pit.
Not always.
Wait,
20 to 25.
strokes of deodorant under your armpit.
I mean, at that many strokes, she must be like spewing out fucking gas.
I don't want to
Like you wouldn't
smell.
How do
I
you
don't wanna
have underarm hair after you're knocking 23 strokes?
I mean, so.
Big Josh says he does the same thing.
And
Oh yeah.
when I set the alarm clock, I do it over and over again. I have to check it multiple times. All right, watch it. Make sure you're keeping all your stuff in your top there, kid.
Okay. Hey, Becky.
Oh, you use the
government
gotta
name.
Use the government name. You gotta use the
Hey,
gimmick name.
Noel.
Gimmick name.
Hey, Noel. Guess what?
Guess what?
I made my very own show, and I made 4 episodes already.
That's because you rock. Send them to me on Facebook.
I send them to Poppy. I'll show them to you the next time I come to visit you in Disney.
There we go.
See?
There you go.
See, it's much more easier.
It's much more
All right.
easier.
Hi, Vito.
Say, hey, Bridget.
Bridget.
Falling out of her shirt over here. All right, get out of here.
I'm not really used to wearing PJs to bed.
Yeah.
She's got her days on she never wears.
All
I
right,
love
kisses.
you.
Oh, she said I love you and gave kisses.
Now, Foxy, how do you get your kids to stay out of your production
She
area?
doesn't. Her son
I don't.
all the time.
Ether in a rag.
Well, right now they're sleeping. Their usual bedtime is 8:30, so they're in bed.
All of it.
But
Wow.
How old are they, Foxy?
13, 8, and 2.
13. He goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Damn right he does.
Really?
Power.
I was 4 and I was going to bed at midnight
Well, because.
because I'm crazy.
Yeah, but that was different. You waited up for your dad and stuff. That was different. That was the kind of our kids. That's why they don't have a bedtime. They were always waiting up for one of us to come home late from work.
The adult kids over, because we have little kids. This past week, they just went home. You guys know, I had the fans here. Stop
Oh, shut up. You know you miss them.
in the pool playing volleyball with them and
I
shit.
play volleyball with every.
Anyway, we had the pants here, and I was surprised because I never sleep. These bitches are going to sleep at like 10:30. And then they wanted to sleep in the morning too. I'm like, listen, you got to pick a time that you're going to be up because like either you're up at night or you're up in the morning. You gotta pick a time. Because I'm up all the time and I need to like do things, hang out, party, watch television, watch movies. But I saw this movie. Speaking of like weird things and superstitions, I'm totally going to put this guy over because he's loves the Big Vito brand. We didn't realize this until we watched a movie called Bad Ben on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, watch Bad Ben. The guy's first name is Nigel. He plays a character, Tom Riley. And it's hysterical. It's supposed to be a scary movie, but it's funny. It takes place in Jersey. So if anybody gets a chance, go over and watch Bad Ben. He's Nigel's a cool dude. Go check him out. Go check out this movie. He made this movie, guys, for $350.
Nice.
Get out. That's awesome.
Yeah, $350. He made this horror movie in his house, and it's pretty cool. He's really funny. But my favorite one was he made one that was called The Mandela Effect. which is the house in different universes. What happens in this house? And it's pretty funny. We loved it. We were rewinding it and laughing at parts one, part beta stuff. It's cool. So go check that out on Amazon, guys. It's Bad Ben, Badder Ben, and Bad Ben, the Mandela Effect. So go check that out.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I got to put the guy over. He put us over. He was awesome. The movie was
What
great.
else you want me to say?
Is that you liked the movie? You didn't watch it. So.
Say it. Say it.
He won't say it because you know what? Vito will never do what you ask him to do ever. To anybody.
I know that. Don't say it. Don't say it.
See, now he knows you want to. It's like the hat thing. When we were like, oh, take the hat off. Take the hat off. No. Now he comes in here with the hat. You see how that works? Like he will never do
You guys
my
are not
ass.
satisfied. You ask me to do something, I do. You ask me not to do something, I do. And wow.
Anyway. It's a snap bracelet. I snapped this to remind me that I really love you deep inside.
Hey, you don't love me no more.
I love how Hangouts just like randomly switches over to Fox.
I'm glad it's married.
How do you unconsummate a marriage? Anybody?
Walk out the door.
How do you unconsummate it?
I don't think you can do that.
Nah.
Alcohol.
Once you put your dick in, it's been in. You can't pull it out.
No, you
Oh.
don't use alcohol.
You wipe it off with alcohol, and that's how you unconsummate a marriage? Is that some kind of Italian superstition?
It's
Meaning
the
if you wipe it off,
I know of.
Well, go to American Pie. When he screws the apple pie, do you unscrew the apple pie?
unscrew it.
Very high.
Or whatever it was. I didn't watch
Get
the
it
movie.
right.
A couple Hail Marys, and now you're free from the cursed marriage of your
You
penis.
bury Saint
The Pope's going to bless your dick.
Joseph.
You bury Saint Joseph, and it makes your dick better.
You bury St. Joseph with this.
Stop! Oh my God! I mean, I'm really mad at the Catholic Church right now, but come on, Dan.
I'm a Buddhist.
I get you find shit.
He's mad at the Catholic Church. How much they charge you?
You shut up.
They are, aren't they? Aren't they charging you?
Oh yeah.
Fox, do you have this problem with churches that overcharge you?
No, I do
Charge
not.
me? Yeah.
She's not a
I had a friend who went to a church when he first moved to an area. He went to this new church, and they actually had a donation board in the church, and the people that were below a certain amount, their names were in red.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
they're not paying their stipend.
They're not paying.
You have
enough.
to pay a certain amount per person.
Yeah, look at Fox's
Yeah.
face. He's like, you gotta
That's
be
what they
fucking
do. That's old school.
Yeah.
Why do you have to pay anything?
Listen, if it's going to equal like a car payment, you ain't getting that from me. Ain't nobody getting that just because.
I got news for you. I need $10 for the vending machine.
Wow.
If I see people coming to the Catholic Church, I'd charge a double too.
Stop it.
I would.
You know, remember when my grandmother passed away? Sorry, I just rolled in again. Remember when my grandmother passed away and the minister, she was actually in hospice and we knew she was going to pass away and she was, almost 100. She was older. The minister showed up at her house and asked my aunt to pay a stipend for her so she could go to heaven.
What?
So she can go to heaven because they charge at the door now.
And then we found out she had been living like check to check. Everybody made sure she was okay and everything like that. But she had outlived my grandfather's pension and their retirement because nobody expects to live to almost be 100.
Crazy.
So he had been charging her that money every month.
You better get out of here.
And she paid it.
Yeah, like St.
And
Peter.
she wasn't
like-
going either.
Like St. Peter's sitting up there saying, okay, I'm going to write you in the book. Where's your money?
Now, guess what? We say this, and as soon as we croak, we're going to go up there. They're going to be like, excuse me.
You didn't pay your stipend.
It's here in the ledger.
Listen, I'm a Buddhist. I'm screwed. They're going to be like, well, we're putting you back as a grasshopper. Good luck. And then that's what.
Yeah.
But Vito had to stop my dad from beating that guy up at the funeral. So that was pretty interesting.
Right?
There you
I'm
go.
sure. God.
He knows about it. He knows about
I
that.
made a beeline for this guy. I cut him off.
I don't blame him. I think I would do the same thing.
But my dad had to go in the bathroom and run his fists under cold water. To calm down.
Superstition.
Superstition. To calm down. But then when he came out and he got mad all over again. And I'm like, Vito, my dad's going to beat this priest. You got to go get him. And jumped up and put his arm around him and goes, Pop, you don't want to do that. My dad was really good. And my dad's huge. You guys can see my dad. Yeah. My dad's huge. He was going to go wail on this little German guy. It was brutal. That was a brutal experience. But that guy had it coming to him.
Would have been a good Nazi party, let me tell you.
What did he say? I heard Nazis.
Party. Because I think that guy was a Nazi.
Yeah,
He's some old, weird guy from Germany.
Oh, boy.
Hustling all these old people for money. Then he had the nerve to go into my grandmother's house and he wanted to buy the furniture. And my mom was like, well, okay, if you want to buy the furniture, that's fine. And he tried to like weasel my mom down on the price. And my mom was like, just take it. And then my dad sent me a message and said, talk me out of driving to Lancaster County and not taking the shit underneath the cushion of that couch.
Oh, my God.
Sure, my mom's going to hate me if she ever sees this. But it's a true story. I'm not going to lie about things. It's like, I had to talk him out of it. But I had to like think why I wasn't doing the same thing. But then I calmed down and then we stopped. So,
oh, boy.
I'm just not good to do things to weird possible Nazi religious figures. So we just backed away from that situation. That's it.
What do you guys feel about the degree of fanaticism where it comes to really anything, but I think it mostly comes up in religion? Like, you get those holy rollers that are like, from I push you down and you're blessed to, I got my hands up in the air. I always said I wanted to go to one of those rallies where they're praising the Lord and shoot off like Whistler rockets between their feet.
Vito doesn't look like he wants to answer that question. You don't want to touch that.
He's a friend.
It's a hard question. But I mean, fanaticism, I think, is you got to understand that any religion is a guidance. It's this thing for you to do your thing. And I think it's open to interpretation. And I think the interpretation is where things go awry.
Well, I think it's the same as what Foxy was talking about with superstition with the Ouija board. If you believe it will happen, it will happen. If you believe you're going to faint, you're going to faint. If you want that guy to bless you and touch you and push you and you're going to fall and think you're going to be saved, hey, you're going to do it. I'd like to see that guy touch my head. I miss how you feel.
But you know what, though? Religion feeds into superstition, I think. Mm-hmm. It's all connected. It really is. It's very interesting.
When you're in the hospital, which I frequently have previously been in large amounts, and that comes on in the middle of the night because there's nothing else on television. I thought you just did this. I was going to be like, what the fuck? I didn't do it in the hospital. Anyway, that comes on in the middle of the night, and when you're high on pain medication, it is quite funny. Like, it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning and that guy's bashing people in the head and I'll be laughing hysterical.
Actually, fun fact, dude, in Salem, there is an entire channel dedicated to all of that. Because when I went to Salem last year, anytime I turned on the television, there's one channel just constantly had sermons and the fanatical religious stuff. And I'm like, well, we're in Salem, so I get it. But, like, it was insane.
How cool is Salem?
Oh,
I've
my
never
God.
been.
Cool. It is the motherland. No, but seriously, it beautiful place, gorgeous place. The piers and the docks are absolutely gorgeous. People are so kind. Also, so long as you don't go in October, there's very, very nice people up there.
Stop it! Do they burn a lot of people?
Actually, no. The burnings happened only in Europe.
Like when you go to light a cigarette, do they twitch?
Stop it!
Maybe the European witches do.
Maybe European witches do.
That's wrong. But
well, I mean, what do American witches think? I mean,
they have longer legs.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
It'll be 75 strokes for you, Boji Dan.
Don't make fun of me and my ticks. I gotta make sure I smell good. Shut up. I don't want to stink.
We'll take a shower more than once a week.
Take a shower. I'm worried about during the day sweating and smelling bad, and I don't want to smell bad.
Deodorant with me.
What's that?
I carry deodorant with me.
Yes.
I always
do.
It in my bag.
Yeah, I don't want to smell.
Just saying.
Crazy.
Shut up.
And you lived with it for 23 years. You know.
You know something funny though? Get a thing of Old Spice and then read the back.
Why?
Because no one ever reads anything on deodorant. They just get it and put it on. But if you get Old Spice and you read the back, it tells you that they got little microbes with laser pistols shooting. Yeah. It's funny. It's the funniest shit in the world.
You're so dumb.
I didn't write it.
I didn't say you wrote it.
So why am
but,
I dumb? I read it. That means I'm smart. I can put letters together, make words, and then I comprehend what it said. That's smart, I think, right?
In the chat, they're talking about American witches with big noses. Don't forget the warts on the nose and the gray hair.
But that's cartoon. Like
That's entertainment witches.
That's what
witches don't look like that.
There's some bitches in fucking.
That doesn't mean they're witches. They could be bitches and have warts on their
they
nose.
I think the bar lights went on.
But bump.
But they're good.
The ugly lights came on.
Bam.
Bam.
Wow.
Exposed.
Exposed.
Does anybody have, other than me, have like a weird, like really weird superstition? I mean, I know Vito with the shoes and being at the Overlook Hotel and like, you know, whatever else. But like, is there anybody that has any like weird, like?
Well, what's your weird superstition? Did I miss it?
Well, I had the fingers crossed. Vito don't put shoes
Oh,
on.
that. Yeah.
Is there anybody else that has anything strange or weird? Maybe in the chat or something.
If I drop salt, I immediately pick it up and throw it past my shoulder.
I do the same thing.
I do that too. Or if I'm cooking and I put too much salt, I throw it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right in
You
the
throw
pot.
the food you're making?
No. If I'm cooking and I'm using salt, but I don't use all of it, I throw it over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put too much salt in, you throw the food over.
And dog's behind her. He's like this.
Vito's back there waiting for cutlets.
No, Christine's food is salty.
It is not. Shut up.
Ding,
And-
ding, ding. Let's all just watch the show.
You never complained when you ate my food. Shut up.
I was being polite. I didn't want to get thrown out.
Oh my God.
Big Josh says his mom tells his dad to roll the windows up when they pass a graveyard at night.
Huh.
I've heard that one.
Oh, okay.
That probably goes back to the same thing about letting the spirits in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Well, did you know that when a person yawns, right? Common yawn, when you yawn, you go like this and you cover your mouth. That,
Son of a bitch. Every single person fucking yawns.
what that's for is that superstition is to keep your soul from
Getting
leaving
out of
your body.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that explains a lot then.
What if it's
I never cover my fucking mouth when I yawn.
no?
Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard that one. Yep.
Let's get back to your salty food. Lee.
Oh my
That's your salty
God.
When you serve it over the dog cage,
Oh.
Listen, the first time you had dinner at my house, I made the biggest meatloaf I ever made and the biggest bowl of mashed potatoes from scratch, and you ate that shit like you never ate before, so I don't even want to hear you.
Please.
And
never
every
saw potatoes
And every
again.
time after that I made you food, you were happy.
Stop it.
Poor Dan was eating.
How good of a friend was I that you got the best antipasto plate ever?
Dan got it.
I
No.
married her, and she made gnocchis for me once. And then when I asked her to make them
I made
again,
it twice.
or-
I made gavadils.
they
first.
got
I'm
the deal. She
sorry.
didn't make gnocchis.
Sorry.
And when I asked her to, my grandmother did the same thing. They gave me this look like they wanted to throw an axe at my forehead.
It's a lot of fucking work to make gnocchi.
So
I
give me
don't want to eat them too.
Dan is very specific too about his gnocchi to gavadil ratio, if you recall.
Yeah.
There's like a whole
We went to a very nice restaurant, and I ordered gnocchi, and they delivered gavadils, and I said, "What the fuck
Was
is
that
this?"
when we went to Dante and Luigi's? with
Dante
them?
and Luigi's?
Was
No,
it with them or was
no,
it before?
with your grandmother.
My grandmother.
Your grandmother's birthday.
Yeah.
And we went there, and I ordered gnocchi, and they gave me gavadils, and I said, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, see,
I ordered gnocchi, and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, where are they at?"
And what about when Foxy makes rice? Damien eats every bit of it. You know, just complain.
what?
He knows better.
Foxy's
He
very,
knows better.
Foxy's very generic. She makes pasta.
On a bad day.
Pasta.
Race drivers drive a car.
Car. Big Josh says Vito is in the doghouse tonight. Noel's going to put Vito in the doghouse, and Bruiser is going to sleep in the bed.
Say hi to Melissa.
That'll never happen. I'll never sleep in the bed. Stop it.
Believe it or not, Bruiser has slept in the bed.
Has he?
When we were in St. May with you. Well, he slept in the bed with me when he wasn't around. And then when I was sleeping on the couch when I wasn't feeling good, Bruiser jumped in bed with you, remember?
No.
Yes, you do. Bruiser has his own bed in our room, and he has his own bedroom. He has his own bedroom.
Yes, my baby is laying on the floor, sound asleep. And he heard me say my baby, and he opened his eyes. Hi, baby.
Get fed.
Come up here. Lay down.
He's stretching. Hello.
Hi, baby.
Thank you.
Never stop chewing. I don't know how all of a sudden you're allergic to grass. Not you, the dog, Dave. You're good. All right, guys, let's wrap this sucker up before I pass out.
Yeah. Who's got what? Who's going to start
Who's got
the
what?
song?
Who's got who? Who's got a plug? Dan, king of plugs, go.
Boom. Just finished up season 3 of That Way Cool Wrestling Show. Episodes 11 and 12. Fucking hilarious. They're great. We talk about a lot of current stuff that's going on in the indies, like Major League Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, Sami Callihan, the NWO, a bunch of other stuff. And then we also talk about in our season finale episode, it's called Don't Believe the Hype, which is failed debuts. So somebody was really pumped up to come out. We got the so-and-so's coming, he's coming, and then he gets there and it sucks. So we talk about those. That's on thatwaycoolwrestlingshow.com as well as on Facebook. Also, I got DJs After Dark, which I will be in the studio next week recording some more. We got episode 7 out right now, and this weekend episode 8 is coming out. Also, that's on Facebook as well. And then, of course, with the lovely Noelle, Saturday mornings, Lost in Saturday mornings, retrospect of Saturday morning cartoons and 80s and 90s and 70s retro movies, reviews, and all kinds of stuff. We do a lot of fun stuff, so get your pajamas ready, your cereal, and sit back and watch us two screwballs talk about our things, which I have no idea what we're talking about this week, by the way. And okay, yeah, you gotta let me know later. And then that's pretty much it. And then obviously go to DJB Productions, where you can book me in the Delaware County area for any public or private event.
You should say the Philadelphia area. Nobody knows where the fuck Delaware County is.
Well, they can look it up.
In the Philadelphia
in the Google.
after.
In the Google, if you put Delaware County,
In the Philadelphia area.
I don't want to go to Philly.
You won't go to Philly.
I'm trying to get her mother to learn Skype so we don't have to go down there again.
Shut the fuck up. I'll never not go see my mom. Okay, you see me at southphillymean.com, and all of my social media handles are at South Philly Mean. That's all I got. And you'll see me here on Wednesdays.
Not one thing on there.
I'm sorry, I'm busy.
And don't ask her for fucking yuckies. It ain't gonna happen.
Maybe Gobdell. Foxy, please plug something.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Viva Foxy Foxy. That's FOXY, FOXXY. Facebook.com/FoxyFoxy and VivaFoxyFoxy.blogspot.com, in which, if this article I wrote about superstitions doesn't get published by a website that should be picking it up, it's going on my fucking blog.
We're keeping our fingers crossed. A superstition that my beautiful witchy friend Foxy, he gets her article picked up, and we will promote the shit out of that. When it gets put on, we'll make sure we tweet it out. Vito, would you like to plug anything other tan me?
Or other than dog cages?
On a dog cage.
With the black book right there.
All right, shut up.
Can I make the same sound? And there. That's what you're going to get plugged in. There we go.
See me, lube. That's all you need to know about spilling the tea this week. Vito, plug something. Not on a dog cage.
Well, we have Getting Color with Vince Russo on Mondays on my shows. It's a great show. We also have my website, bigvito.com. We're also watching the Big Vito brand. Thank you for showing up. Noelle, why don't you close the show?
Guys, you can check Big Vito out on all his social media at the Big Vito brand. That's Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. You can check me out at Reality Tea Spiller on Twitter and Instagram. It's a capital T because I spill a lot of it. HarlowInc.com is getting an update this week. BigVito.com is updated every 24 hours with brand new shows. We also have merchandising. Merchandising? What's that? That's the stuff. We've got merchandise now on BigVito.com, so go over there, check it out. Buy a mug, buy a t-shirt, buy a hat.
We need lunch boxes.
Buy something.
We need
Please.
lunch boxes.
Disney's expensive, and I picked up a new habit of loving the orange bird from Disney, which happens to be the most expensive and rare character. So please, buy merch so I can buy merch, because Disney needs more of our money. All right, guys, that has been Thug Wives for this week. We will see you next week. We will put out a new topic. Everybody do the Big Vito pose for the farewell. It's been requested.
Bye.
Why?
This has been a production of The Big Vito Brand. You can now check us out at our new home, thebigvitobrand.com.